Hello, and welcome to another episode of In Just 1 Minute or So. Today, we're going to talk about why most feedback fails and one method that actually works. Have you ever received feedback that made you feel worse? Or maybe you've given feedback and nothing really changed? Well, most feedback doesn't improve performance, some of it actually makes it worse. And today I'll show you why. There is one method that consistently drives real learning and growth. In most workplaces, feedback tends to fall into different levels, ranging from destructive to genuinely effective. So let's walk through them, from worse to better. Level 1, personal attack. You're useless. This is the most destructive form. It attacks the person, not the work, damaging confidence and making future performance worse. Another level is judgment of the work without guidance. For instance, this report is useless. Slightly less harmful, it targets the work, but still gives no direction and nothing actionable. Another level is a vague evaluation like, good job, or this needs work. These are going nowhere and almost useless. No clarity, no specifics, no path forward. And there is another one, specific but manager-owned feedback. In this one, the content is clear, but the presentation doesn't fit the audience. Now we're getting somewhere. It's specific and somewhat helpful, but the manager is still doing the thinking and owning both the judgment and the solution. So the pattern here is the manager evaluates, the performer receives, which means low ownership, limited thinking, and minimal learning. And that's exactly the problem. So now we are looking at another level and the one that actually drives performance. Instead of telling, the manager asks, what's the main purpose of your report? How well do you think this draft achieves that? What would you improve? Who is your audience? Now something shifts here because the performer has to think, reflect, and analyze. And this creates two critical conditions for learning: awareness, the understanding what's really happening, and ownership, that they take actual responsibility for improving. When these two elements are present, performance improves consistently. So when you tell someone what's wrong, their brain often disengages or becomes defensive. But when you ask the right questions, you activate their thinking. And that matters because real learning isn't external, it's internal. If I tell you what to fix, you might comply. If you discover it yourself, you improve. That's the difference between short-term correction and a long-term capability. So the next time you give feedback, resist the urge to tell. Ask instead, because the quality of your questions determines the quality of thinking, and that determines performance. All right, and that's all for today. Thank you for joining, and see you in our next episode.